When are the brands going to take that step? But I do think it's at the minute, the CEOs and the top guys at the brand are old geezers. If you're not going to work on it, like you said earlier with the Bugatti.
In the world of hypercars, very few stories have created as much attention as the recent tension between independent car builders and major manufacturers like Bugatti. The situation became even more interesting when popular car builder and YouTuber Armstrong became part of a global discussion about rebuilding a crashed Bugatti Chiron. The idea of someone outside an official factory working on a multi-million-dollar hypercar shocked many people in the automotive industry. At the same time, it raised big questions about control, ownership, and who has the right to repair such advanced machines. Bugatti, known for its strict engineering standards and high level of secrecy, made it clear that their cars are designed to be repaired only in authorized facilities. They believed this was necessary for safety and performance reasons. However, Armstrong and his team showed a different approach. They started working on the damaged Chiron in a normal workshop, using standard tools, which immediately attracted huge attention online. As videos of the rebuild spread, the internet became divided. Some people supported Bugatti's strict rules, while others admired Armstrong's skill and determination. This situation slowly turned into more than just a repair job. It became a symbol of modern automotive culture, where social media creators now have the power to challenge even the biggest companies. The debate was not only about a car anymore, but about trust, control, and transparency in the luxury car world. This was the beginning of a story that would soon go far beyond a single vehicle and reach the highest level of the hypercar industry as the rebuild project continued. The conflict between independent builders and Bugatti grew stronger in public discussions. One of the most talked about issues was the claim that Bugatti restricted access to official parts for the damaged Chiron. According to reports shared online, certain components were not available to unauthorized repairers, which made the rebuild much more challenging. Bugatti's position was that their vehicles contained extremely advanced systems, and any incorrect repair could lead to serious safety risks. They emphasized that even small mistakes in structural or electronic systems could create dangerous outcomes at high speeds. On the other hand, Armstrong supporters argued that modern engineering should not be completely closed off from skilled professionals outside the company. They believed that if someone has the knowledge and tools, they should be allowed to attempt repairs, especially when the vehicle is privately owned. This disagreement turned into a larger debate on YouTube, forums, and social media platforms. Influencers, mechanics, and car enthusiasts all joined the conversation, sharing different opinions. The situation became even more intense when Armstrong's team successfully demonstrated that the damaged Chiron could be carefully taken apart outside a factory environment. They managed to separate major sections of the car, including complex structural parts held together by advanced materials and titanium bolts. This achievement surprised many viewers and raised questions about whether Bugatti's claims about repair limitations were absolute or more flexible than originally stated. The online discussion continued to grow, turning a technical rebuild into a global automotive controversy that no one expected. During this growing controversy, attention also turned toward Rimac, the CEO of Rimac Automobili and a key figure in the modern hypercar industry. Rimac, known for building the Rimac Nevera, a fully electric hypercar with extreme performance capabilities, found himself indirectly connected to the discussion. His company is part of a joint leadership structure with Bugatti under the larger Rimac Group, which made his position especially important. As the debate around the Bugatti Chiron rebuild continued online, Rimac addressed some concerns publicly. He explained technical details about the cost of Bugatti components and clarified misinformation spreading on the internet. For example, he mentioned that certain parts, such as headlights, are extremely expensive due to their complex design and production process. However, his explanation did not fully stop the criticism or questions from the public. Many viewers still wondered why some parts were restricted and why independent builders could not access official repair support. At the same time, Rimac's presence in the discussion made the situation more complex because he represents both innovation and tradition in the hypercar world. He is seen as someone who understands the mindset of independent builders, but also carries responsibility for maintaining Bugatti's reputation and standards. This dual role placed him in a difficult position as the debate intensified. While he did not directly engage in conflict with Matt Armstrong, the internet often linked their names together due to timing and industry connections. This created the impression that the situation was not just about one car, but about the entire future direction of hypercar manufacturing. As the rebuild progressed further, Matt Armstrong and his team reached a major milestone that caught global attention. They successfully dismantled and analyzed the structure of the crashed Bugatti Chiron, showing that it was possible to work on such an advanced vehicle outside of an official factory environment. The process included separating key sections of the car and carefully identifying structural connections that were originally believed to require specialized factory equipment. This moment became a turning point in the story because it challenged the idea that only official manufacturers could safely handle repairs of high-end hypercars. Videos showing the teardown spread rapidly across social media, and millions of viewers watched the process unfold. The reaction was mixed. Some viewers were impressed by the technical skill and precision shown by Armstrong's team, while others were concerned that such work might oversimplify the complexity of hypercar engineering. Bugatti had previously stated that certain repairs should only be done under controlled factory conditions, but the rebuild demonstrated that at least some parts of the process could be understood and executed in a regular workshop environment. This did not necessarily prove that factory repairs were unnecessary, but it did show that independent expertise could reach a high level of capability. As a result, the discussion shifted again. Instead of just debating the rebuild itself, people started asking deeper questions about the balance between safety, exclusivity, and innovation in the automotive world. The story was no longer just about one damaged car. It had become a reflection of how modern technology and online platforms are changing traditional industries. Around the same time, an unexpected development added even more intensity to the situation. The Rimac campus, a highly advanced automotive facility located in Croatia, announced that it would open its doors to the public for the first time. This decision immediately attracted attention because Rimac Automobili is known for its secrecy and highly controlled production environment. The campus is where both the Rimac Nevera and the new generation Bugatti models are developed and assembled. Normally, access to such facilities is extremely limited, reserved only for employees and selected partners. However, the announcement revealed that visitors would be allowed to see real production areas, including active assembly lines. This was not just a showroom or a museum-style experience. It was a real look into how hypercars are built from the ground up. People could observe carbon fiber construction, electric drivetrain systems, and advanced engineering processes used in modern supercars. At the same time, they could also see the development of the new Bugatti Tourbillon, a next-generation hypercar featuring a naturally aspirated V16 engine. The timing of this announcement led to speculation online. Many people connected it with the ongoing debate surrounding Matt Armstrong and the Bugatti rebuild. The internet began questioning whether this move was simply a marketing decision or a symbolic response to growing public interest in transparency. Regardless of the intention, the decision marked a major shift in how exclusive automotive companies interact with the public. As discussions continued, the automotive community started analyzing the deeper meaning behind the Rimac campus opening. Many experts and enthusiasts believe that this move represented a change in strategy within the hypercar industry. For decades, manufacturers like Bugatti maintained strict control over the production processes, limiting public access to preserve exclusivity and mystery. However, in the modern digital era, social media and content creators have changed how audiences engage with luxury products. People now expect more transparency and behind-the-scenes access. The decision to open the Rimac facility to the public seemed to align with this new reality. Some interpret it as a direct or indirect response to the growing influence of independent builders like Matt Armstrong, who document real-world automotive work in detail and share it with millions of viewers. By allowing people to see real production environments, Rimac Automobili may have been acknowledging that openness can build stronger trust and interest than secrecy. At the same time, it also positioned the company as forward-thinking and confident in its engineering processes. However, not everyone agreed with this interpretation. Some argued that the factory tour was planned long before the controversy and had no connection to the rebuild situation. Despite these differing opinions, the timing created a strong narrative that linked both events in the public imagination. In the end, The story of Matt Armstrong, Bugatti, and Rimac Automobili became more than just a discussion about a single car repair. It evolved into a broader reflection on how the automotive industry is changing in the digital age. Independent creators now have the ability to influence global conversations in ways that were not possible before. At the same time, major manufacturers are adapting to this new environment by finding ways to balance secrecy with transparency. Whether or not there was any direct connection between the Bugatti rebuild controversy and the Rimac factory opening, the impact on public perception is undeniable. The story showed how quickly information spreads and how strongly audiences react to technical and emotional narratives in the automotive world. It also highlighted a possible future where collaboration between manufacturers and independent creators becomes more common. Instead of conflict, there may be more cooperation, shared knowledge, and controlled openness. The situation also raised an important question for the future. Should high-performance engineering remain locked behind factory walls, or should it be more accessible to skilled professionals and the public? While there is no simple answer, one thing is clear. The hypercar industry is entering a new era where communication, transparency, and storytelling are becoming just as important as engineering itself. As the situation continued to spread across the internet, another important layer of the story became clear: the role of public perception. In today's world, automotive companies are no longer judged only by their engineering quality, but also by how they communicate with their audience. The Bugatti Chiron rebuild controversy showed how quickly public opinion can shift when viewers feel involved in a story. Millions of people watch the rebuild process not just as car enthusiasts, but as participants in a larger debate about fairness, control, and innovation. This level of engagement created pressure on both sides of the discussion. Bugatti as a brand is built on exclusivity, precision, and control. Every car they produce represents years of engineering research and strict quality standards. Because of this, they naturally prefer to keep repair processes within authorized environments. However, in contrast, the online community values openness and hands-on problem solving. When Matt Armstrong and his team showed progress on the damaged Chiron, it gave viewers a sense that high-level engineering was not completely out of reach for skilled individuals outside official factories. This emotional connection played a major role in how the story developed. People were no longer just watching a repair. They were watching a challenge to long-standing industry rules. This shift in perception turned a technical project into a global conversation. It also showed how modern storytelling, especially on platforms like YouTube, can influence how industries are viewed by the public. As attention increased, the role of Mate Rimac became even more important in shaping the direction of the discussion. Rimac Automobili sits at the center of both electric hypercar innovation and traditional hypercar heritage through its connection with Bugatti. This unique position placed the company in a sensitive spot during the controversy. While Mate Rimac did not directly respond to every claim made online, his earlier explanations about cost and engineering complexity were widely shared and discussed. These statements helped clarify some misunderstandings, but they also highlighted the gap between manufacturer perspectives and public expectations. For manufacturers, engineering details are often deeply complex and cannot be simplified without losing important context. For the audience, however, simplicity and clarity are essential for understanding. This difference created tension in how information was received. At the same time, Rimac's leadership style has often been associated with innovation, openness, and a willingness to challenge traditional automotive thinking. This reputation led many people to assume that any move toward transparency within the company, such as factory access or public tours, might reflect a broader shift in philosophy. Whether intentional or not, these actions contributed to the narrative that the hypercar industry is slowly evolving. Instead of being completely closed and exclusive, it may be moving toward a more balanced model where some level of access and education is possible without compromising performance or brand identity. The opening of the Rimac campus to the public became one of the most discussed developments in the entire story. For years, this facility was known as one of the most advanced and secretive automotive production sites in the world. It represents the future of high-performance engineering, combining electric powertrain development with traditional automotive craftsmanship. Allowing the public to see such a facility marked a major shift in how hypercar companies present themselves. Visitors could observe real production processes, including carbon fiber shaping, battery system integration, and advanced assembly techniques used in both the Rimac Nevera and Bugatti's upcoming models. This level of access is extremely rare in the automotive industry, especially at the hypercar level. Normally, companies only show finished vehicles in controlled environments, such as exhibitions or press events. By contrast, this tour offered a direct view into the creation process itself. This decision immediately sparked discussions online about whether transparency could become a new trend in the industry. Some believed it was a strategic move to build stronger brand trust and attract younger audiences who value authenticity. Others saw it as a symbolic response to growing external pressure from independent creators who continuously expose behind-the-scenes automotive work on social media. Regardless of the motivation, the result was the same: a new level of public engagement with hypercar manufacturing. This engagement added a new dimension to the industry, where storytelling and visibility now play a major role in shaping brand identity. At the same time, the internet continued to draw comparisons between different personalities involved in the broader automotive world. Matt Armstrong became a symbol of independent creativity and problem-solving, while Mate Rimac represented structured innovation within a major automotive organization. This contrast created an interesting dynamic in how audiences interpreted the situation. Many viewers saw Armstrong's work as proof that passion and skill can challenge even the most advanced engineering systems. Others saw Rimac's position as evidence that large manufacturers must maintain strict control to ensure safety and reliability. Instead of one side being right or wrong, the discussion evolved into a more complex understanding of how the automotive ecosystem functions. Both approaches have value, and both are necessary for progress. Independent builders push boundaries and explore possibilities without corporate restrictions, while manufacturers ensure that those ideas are refined into safe, scalable, and reliable products. This balance is essential in industries where performance and safety must coexist. Over time, the story surrounding the Bugatti rebuild and Rimac's factory opening became less about conflict and more about coexistence. It highlighted how different parts of the automotive world can influence each other, even when they appear to be in disagreement. The conversation slowly shifted from competition to comparison, and from comparison to reflection on how innovation actually happens in modern times. Eventually, the broader implications of the entire situation became clearer to industry watchers. The automotive world is changing rapidly, driven by technology, social media, and new forms of content creation. In this environment, traditional boundaries between manufacturers and the public are becoming less rigid. The Bugatti rebuild situation showed that even highly protected engineering systems are now being discussed, analyzed, and even partially demonstrated outside official environments. At the same time, the Rimac campus opening suggested that manufacturers are beginning to adapt to this reality by offering controlled transparency instead of complete secrecy. This does not mean that companies will fully open their engineering processes to the public, but it does suggest a shift towards selective access and storytelling. In the future, it is likely that more hypercar manufacturers will experiment with factory tours, behind-the-scenes content, and collaborations with creators who have large online audiences. This approach allows companies to maintain control, while also engaging with modern audiences in a more direct way. The story of Matt Armstrong, Bugatti, and